already, y'all. It's been a minute. It has been a minute. I actually have recorded some stuff, but I may have forgotten, not so much forgotten, but I just didn't upload it. I wasn't super consistent, but basically what happened is, I think the last video I was talking about how I was getting sick, and turns out got sick. Got pretty dang sick, actually. I was down for like 3 days with a fever and had some drama with that with work, but it all turned out okay. And getting back into the gym and everything was a little rough. Right now I'm doing cardio, a little bit of zone 2. I'm not going super hard, just making sure that I'm keeping my body moving. Something I want to talk about with you guys today, which is actually a little bit more on the side of conditioning, the cardiovascular system and whatnot, but we'll get to that in a second, all that good stuff. Today, or these past couple weeks, I've still kind of been keeping up with the gym. It's really been coming down to, I've been doing like each workout once a week, maybe. Like this last week I didn't hit chest, but Ultimate Frisbee started back up. We're doing just some pickup stuff. We're not actually starting like official practices. This angle makes my nose look very narrow. Anyway, sorry, random side note. Got a new phone, better camera quality, if you didn't notice. Got the Galaxy S26. The last one I had was the S20. I think we got that about 7 years ago. I had the same phone for about like 6 or 7 years, no pun intended. But yeah, I wouldn't say I've necessarily fallen off of like my main goals of getting faster, jumping higher, and being more agile. The one goal that I have fallen off on, not drastically, I haven't really changed that much with it, but my eating hasn't been bad. I'm still at like 192. But after a couple weeks, that is not encouraging to see. So we getting back in with it. We're going to do better with that. We're going to keep track of everything we're eating, doing our meal prep. Big change. I'm not just cracking open eggs and putting the yolks in a little jar to make something unhealthy with later on. I ended up buying egg whites. It's like a little carton of milk. It was really weird when I first opened it up and poured it out, but just like a carton of milk, except it's just egg whites inside of it. But one entire carton of egg whites has 10 servings and 5 grams of protein per serving. So it's like 50 grams of protein. So I ate that right before I came down here, that with some breadsticks. So plenty of gas in the tank to do this little cardio session. I think I'm also going to hit a little bit of chest, because I didn't hit it last week. A little bit of chest and core action. That being said, I think I'm going to be changing up my split a little bit. I think what we're going to be doing is, since I'm going to be playing more Ultimate Frisbee, this is kind of what I'm thinking of. 4 days a week. This is basically just going to be maintaining the gains that I've accrued over the last couple months. It's going to be chest. So chest and abs on one day, so just kind of the front side. And then the next day it's going to be back, maybe like back and calves, or maybe it might just be just back. That might just be it, because even when you're working back, it still works out your biceps. But so chest and abs, back, arms and shoulders, and then legs. So a little bit of a 4-day split, because during the season it's going to be, I'm going to have Ultimate Frisbee twice a week, and on those days I'm probably not going to go to the gym. Probably going to do just like zone 2 cardio like I'm doing right now, because I think going to the gym will, one, be a pretty big tax on my on my gas bill, driving down to go to the gym, because that's like 15 minutes south, and then after going to the gym, going north like an hour of driving. Nah, that might be a little too much, and not giving me enough time to do schoolwork and make sure that I'm like keeping up on chores, like doing my laundry, doing the dishes, different things like that. So I noticed that is a pattern that I have. Not a very good pattern, but a pattern that I have is that whenever life starts to get busy, those are the things that I tend to fall off on a little bit more. Is those, I guess you could even say like hygiene stuff, which is really bad that that's the first things to go. But like making sure that I'm doing my laundry, making sure that I'm keeping my room clean, or just apartment clean, doing the dishes, different things like that. I had a really bad habit of not doing those things when I was younger. And so as an adult, I've been trying to get better with those things, making sure that keeping up with those. And when I have excess time, I can do it pretty well. When I'm just not really locked in, unfortunately, those things tend to fall through the cracks. Is it ideal? Not at all. Does it happen? Yes. I am human. I am not perfect. And I'm not afraid to say that I am imperfect, because I think that when you are able to acknowledge your imperfections and realize that they are a part of life, though they might not be your fault that you have them, you do have a responsibility to remedy that situation. Because if you do not remedy them, they will only be passed on to others, especially if you have kids. If you have kids, then those things will most likely, I cannot say for sure, but those things will be passed on to your children. I'm not saying that's my situation, but I do know that the kids are watching. Kids are watching everything you're doing as you're an adult. And I hear from parents a lot, they're like, I didn't even realize that I did this. Then I noticed that my kid's starting to do it. And I'm like, wait, don't do that. So what I'm saying is that I want to try and be better. I want to be better than who I am tomorrow. Because in the end, if we try and compare ourselves to other people, we are setting ourselves up for failure. Because we cannot be perfect at everything. I ran into that problem a little bit with video games. I know this is a really weird side thing, but like, I'm like, oh man, Apex Legends, holy guacamole. I just want to get crazy at that game. Then my friends start playing like Overwatch or something, and I'm like, holy guacamole, I really want to get really good at Overwatch. And then, but you just can't be perfect at everything. Unfortunately, that is not the way that the world works. But we can choose one thing to get really good at, and I don't know where I was going with that, but trying to focus on too many things at once and perfecting them, that's just not going to happen. And, comparing yourself is not a good thing. So know what you want in life. If that means taking a couple months to figure out what that is, figure out what you're passionate about, you're not going to be wasting as much time just chasing these random dreams that don't mean anything or stuff like that. And if you have a hard time figuring it out, that's that's okay. Because at least you are trying. You are trying to become better, trying to improve yourself, and that's what really matters. That's what counts. You're trying to do better every day than you did yesterday. And there are times that you're a little too close to the improvement, because improvement does not happen all at once. There are times when that does happen, but oftentimes improvement happens in little sections. And it can sometimes be a little hard to see. But that's why I'm starting to do this. I'm doing my cardio, my zone 2 cardio, because I want to start doing those little things, stacking them up. I did something big today, not necessarily big. I guess it could be considered big for my improvement. I created a little guide for myself. I've been watching some YouTube videos on how I can get better cardiovascular health and make sure that I'm in better shape for this upcoming Ultimate Frisbee season. I wish I did it earlier, but that's fine. We're going to start now. Better late than never, right? So, I'm excited about this. I'm pretty excited about this because with me getting my food in check, going to the gym, because resistance training, strength training, that is a necessary part of being an athlete, being a runner. It's just necessary for multiple different reasons, for health, for a lot of different things. But basically the way that this works is that for like 6 to 7 days out of the week, we're going to be doing the Zone 2 cardio. And that is I'm just kind of regurgitating I'll put a link into the person that I learned about this from in the comments. But basically, Zone 2 cardio is what gets your heart bigger. You're able to pump more blood through your heart with one beat because it's enlarging the valves. It's like where it is right now, I want it to be like this. So every single time it pumps, it's pumping way more blood through, and getting way more circulation. That's why people who are athletes generally have lower heart rates, is because when they're resting, the heart doesn't need to do nearly as much work, because with every pump of the heart, it's pushing way more blood through. And so that's why they have a lower resting heart rate. So that's what the Zone 2 cardio does. Helps with recovery, all that good stuff, because it's getting more oxygen to the blood, flushing out the lactic acid a lot easier. And so, after Zone 2 cardio, there's a few other things, but basically there are different types of interval trainings. I think the next one wasn't necessarily an interval training, but it's basically just kind of like a step above. You want to be running at about, I think it was, I'm not sure, there might have been a heart rate like 85 to 100%, but you're wanting to, while you're running, you want to be able to comfortably, or not comfortably, but be able to recite the entirety of the Pledge of Allegiance. So, I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, for liberty and justice for all. Something like that. I think I added a few words in there in between. I haven't recited it since like literally elementary school. But so long as you can say that entire thing while you're running, that's hitting a type of cardio that is going to be building, I don't know how to say it, but like the girth of your heart. It's going to make your heart more thick. It's going to make it more robust. So then it's able to more comfortably handle high stresses. So when I'm doing my sprinting or doing different things like that, my heart will be able to handle it a little bit better, and it won't get as tired as easily. So the Zone 2 is going to help pump the oxygen through, But when you're running and you're like out of breath, you're that's what's going to help out with. It's going to help with not being gassed nearly as easily. It's also going to help with the recovery side of it. Whenever you're done sprinting, how fast you're able to come back and sprint again. That's what's going to help out with. And that's kind of the same story with the next two type of things. I just kind of labeled it zone 2, 3, 4, and 5. But then the next one is basically the next two is kind of putting you, the next one is 85 to 100% of oxygen rate consumption. And what it is by the end of these, this is like your traditional HIIT training workout, high interval intensity training. You're wanting to run, so it's a 1-to-1 ratio of running to rest. And you're wanting to do it around like 4 times, 4 to 6 times. So you are running at like, by the end of that interval, you're gassed. You're barely keeping up with running at that speed. And so you only want to do that 4 times, and that helps your heart, that helps with sprinting, that helps with recovery. So I think where I'm at right now with my conditioning, I think that I need to be at a 1 minute to 1 minute. So kind of what I've been doing. This only needs to be done like once a week because it's highly sympathetic, meaning that it is going to be taxing on my system. It's going to be very tiring, and it's not going to necessarily promote as much recovery, but debt. I'm going to be in a lot of physical debt coming from the banker, the UCCU, repping that UCCU merch. But it's just, it's going to cost more, and it's not going to, it's not necessarily going to help with the immediate recovery. In the future, my recovery will be faster because my body is getting used to it, but the immediate recovery of like how I'm feeling tomorrow, or even this week, or even next week, it's not going to help as much with that. But it's going to help when I'm in the middle of a 2-day tournament and I'm playing like 6 hours both of those days, and I'm just gassed. It's going to help with in between those games and those sprints inside of those games for how fast I'm going to be able to come back and get at it. So, looking forward to that. Looking forward to that type of training. There's another one that is going to put you in oxygen debt, meaning you're running past your 100% heart rate, and your heart rate is going to be heightened for a long time after you're done running. That's really, really taxing. If you're planning on doing strength training that day, don't. It's going to make it that so then your strength training isn't going to be as effective. So for days that I'm not really going to be training that necessarily inside of the gym, I think I'm going to treat those days as my ultimate frisbee days, because that's basically what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be sprinting really hard up and down the field, spending a lot of energy running and a lot of concentration on throwing. And so those days that I'm not going to be playing ultimate frisbee, those are going to be a little more rest days, a little more maybe focused on the strength training, not on the real hard, just pushing through that grind. So that's what we're kind of looking at, what days those are going to be, because ultimate frisbee is going to end up being Tuesdays and Thursdays. So thinking I'm going to start training my plyometrics and legs on like Mondays, Not effective immediately, because it seems like pickup is going to be on those days. But I'm going to do legs on Mondays with, what are we thinking? I'm going to do the zone 3, so like 30 minutes of running about being able to recite the Pledge of Allegiance, that section. And then we're going to do Tuesday is going to be ultimate frisbee, so probably some zone 2 cardio. And then Wednesdays we'll probably do some more zone 2 cardio with like some like thing. Oh yeah, and Monday legs. Then Wednesday will be probably like chest and core with zone 2. And then Thursday we'll do ultimate frisbee with some more zone 2. If I have time, I don't need to do zone 2. It would be nice, but I don't have to do it. And then on Friday we'll do back. And then Saturdays, we're going to do some arms and shoulders. And on Saturdays, we'll probably do the zone 3 again. Actually, no, Saturdays is either going to be pick up ultimate frisbee or, the zone 4, where it's going to be some interval training. It's not going to be the, like, I'm going to be gassing myself, but it's going to be rough. We're going to be pushing. We're going to be doing this once a week. Literally on the days that we're not playing ultimate frisbee, it's going to be a little bit of a break in between. That's what we're going to be doing, because that's going to put me in a little bit of a weakened state, and I don't want to show up to practice in a super weakened state, because one, that's not fun. It's not fun to play a fun sport when you're not able to give it your 100%. And two, that can also lead to injuries. That's something that I'm really trying to avoid this year. I didn't have any like crazy injuries, but by the end of the season, I definitely was not banging on all cylinders, as they do say. It's a quote from my one of my coworkers. I'm sure it's a saying, but she's the one who popularized it in my life. But I was not banging on all cylinders. I wasn't really able to get going at my 100%. But that's why I'm trying to do these things now. Get to the point where I am at 100%, where I am able to really just go at it. By the end of the season, I'm trying to rush towards regionals or whatever and whatnot. But we'll see how that goes. So that's kind of my training split that I'm looking at right now. And obviously someday, more of a chill day, say some like zone 2 cardio, might even start doing it on the bike, so that's not as much on the walking side of things. So I'm at least just getting my heart to that point, but I'm not fatiguing my legs nearly as much as I have been in the same way that I've been doing it with ultimate frisbee, with the running. So yeah, that's what I've been up to. A little bit of a longer video with just me yapping here on the treadmill, but I kind of like this. I kind of like just yapping away while I'm walking here on the treadmill. Maybe I sound a little more breathy, a little more gassed, but it's fun. I might do a little bit of chest right now, get a little pump going. It was nice because I had a buddy from Ultimate Frisbee come up to me and start poking my chest. He was like, "You've been hitting the gym over the winter?" I was like, what can I say? I'm out here. No, I didn't say that, but it was cool. I've been having some people be like, "Hey, you've been hitting the gym or what?" Because you're looking crazy. And I'm like, thanks, I actually have been. It's cool to get that acknowledgement. It's not necessary to get that acknowledgement all the time, but when it comes around, it's a good motivation booster. Motivation will not get you to your end goal, but tell you what, it is nice to have every now and then. About 4 minutes away to my hour-long cardio session. I might just do an hour today because I really have to go pee. But I also kind of want to hit chest, so we'll do that. If I'm feeling good, then I'll record a little bit of that. If not, then I will catch you tomorrow for some legs.